But did get the lid made here. Zoom you around here. Did get the lid made, and oh no, that's, I was thinking that was a crack. It's my, I put nylon tape or Teflon tape around. This is a little, fits in there a little bit loose, so I put Teflon tape around it to try to, and Teflon tape around the threads on the. But I got the gauge in there. Just kind of rough cut it out. It's not going to win any prizes for being purty. The silicone is set up good enough to where I think I'm going to give it a try. But the ball check valve, I can take that out and show you. Because, like I say, it fits in there a little loose. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to wrap a couple more wraps of that tape didn't. I'm going to wrap some tape around it again. But I took a fitting, turned the threads off. I should have left the threads on there and just threaded it in. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, no. It was a barbed fitting, and I just turned the barbs off. And it was for a flare. It was end for a flare for on the end of a hose. And it's got a flare down in the bottom. And I just took a ball bearing and put it in there, gave it a few taps to seat it into that flare. Just set it in the vise and tap that ball down with a punch and a hammer, and should actually have a little spring behind it, but gravity will take care of it here. Now if it was orientated the other way, you'd naturally have to have a spring in there to push that ball up. I'm going to get the Teflon tape before I put it back in there. I got an O-ring down there on the very top, so when it pulls in, I'll get my Teflon tape. Teflon tape is really not meant for sealing. It's actually meant for thread lubrication. Just so you know, that I do realize that, yeah, it's not really meant for sealing it up. I had it here and I laid it down somewhere. Oh, here we go. But it's just the drill. I double drilled it, but it's still, I didn't have a reamer the size. I should have turned that to a standard 250 diameter or something, so I could have reamed the hole. I still could make a sleeve, I guess, and make the hole bigger. Hopefully this will work. Like I say, it's not going to win any awards for being purty. I just want it functional. I'm hoping that the plexiglass doesn't get so warm up on the top here that the vacuum pulls it down in. It only has to be on there for 2 minutes. You release it, and then 2 more minutes. So I'm hoping that it'll be fine. Okay. So anyway, that's the setup here. Rubber, that. Then I was going to use the pump, or my vacuum sealer pump, and I decided I have an old bicycle tire pump. You know, it's just a back camera up so you can see the, but it's just a tire pump. And what I did was I pulled it apart, and in the inside, you know, there's a valve on the end of the rod, and it's basically a reed valve. And when you push down, it pushes air out. When you pull up, the reeds open up, and then just keep doing that. So what I did was I just took that and turned it around. I turned that around, so now it's sucking air instead of blowing, and I think that's going to work. So I'm going to give it a try here. I'm going to hook this up, and hopefully I can pull some vacuum on this. We'll see. I haven't tried it yet. That on there. I might need some weight, so I got a knee here that I'll set on top. You know, can you see the gauge? Can you see the gauge from there? Not really. Kind of looking at the... Alright, you should be able to see the gauge now. So I'm going to just try to give her a few pumps here and see what happens. Nothing. Well, that's... Nothing. Oh, I hear it. I can hear it. Turn the little release valve shut, dummy. I'll bet it works now because I could hear a hissing back here. Ah, there we go. Well, we're at 15 right there. Gonna make 20. Not standing here, I don't think. And we're at just a little shade over 20. All right. That worked up a good sweat. Worked better if I have it sitting on the floor, and I probably will set this down on the floor when I do that. Right there. It's slowly drifting down though. I should have had a watch on. What time is it? Okay, it's 4:21 right now. So at 4:23 I still would like to be above 15. Because at 15 let me get some piece of paper and a calculator. At 15 the temperature has to be, I think, 175 to boil off water. 175 degrees. Last night, when I did the water test in it, it hung around 86 degrees Celsius, and that looks like about where it'll be on low. So to convert that to Fahrenheit, take 86 times 1.8 plus 32, so that's 186 degrees. So we're above that. And if worse comes to worse, I could pump it up a couple times though too, you know, because right now it's at 18, but it's at 186. That's 11 degrees warmer than it really needs to be, because that water will flash off as steam at that temperature at 175. Let me look in the book here. Let me look in the book at where 186 falls in. Okay, 186 would fall into about 12. So you have to leak down below 12 before it wouldn't flash off water as steam. And it's still, not sure how I could trace the leak down. Might be my ball check valve. Could be this release. I don't think it's those threads. Those threads fit pretty tight. Could be this rubber seal though too. But what I think I'm going to do now is go put wax in it. Put the wax in. Plus I want to put some spacers in there so I don't have to have so much wax in it. What can I use for that? Probably just some aluminum blocks or something. What I wanted to do is leave a spot open in the middle so that I don't have to have so much wax in it. the volume of wax would be a lot less then. And then plus, I was thinking about putting the coil inside a little container that I could lift out, and then it would cool quicker than if I left it in there. So if I brought it out in a container, it would still be covered with wax in this little container, but now the volume of wax is way less, and it'll start to congeal or coagulate, no, congeal, stiffen up a lot quicker than if I had to wait for the whole crock pot, because the crock pot stone and everything takes a long time to cool down. So it takes a long time to heat up at low too. Now we're holding around 14 now. That's still too I don't know. I don't know if it's PSI, because that is actually pressure per inch. Yeah, I think the rubber seal is sealing fine. I don't think that's what it is. It all looks pretty nice and smooth, except no, I don't think that's it either. I'm thinking it's this here. I should try maybe putting a spring in, or giving that ball bearing another couple whacks, or go into a smaller ball. A smaller ball would I might take that apart, put a little bit smaller ball in there and a spring. And then give it another try. And this is acrylic. The temperature range was well below zero, and I think 180. So that's why I'm hoping that it don't go. I'm hoping that it don't get warm and then go. Well, I'm going to go ahead and release this. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a smaller ball in there, and then I'll come back and I'll pump it up again, and we'll see if it still leaks down. Okay, I got it pumped down to about 21, actually in between 21 and 22. I set a clock there. Started at 4:37. We'll see how long it takes to leak down below 15. I'm shooting for 15. I'd like to be able to hold it at that the whole entire 2 minutes. Hoofda. There's the ball that was in it. I took it out, put a smaller one in. It might have slowed it down a little bit, the leak. Well, it's only leaked about half a pound in a minute, so it's definitely slowed it down. Hoofda. We're supposed to get 4 to 6 inches of snow with 40 to 50 mile an hour winds with near whiteout conditions tonight and tomorrow morning. Glad I don't have to get up and go to work. I can get up and come out here and laugh at everybody that's going to work. I'll wait until it's all done before I go out and blow snow. And although blowing snow for me is, I sit in a nice warm tractor with a cab, and I don't. That was one of my best purchases ever in my life. Was I bought a John Deere 2305 tractor. John Deere tractor with a loader bucket, a tiller, snowblower, and lawnmower deck. And I haven't used the lawnmower deck yet, and we've had it for 3 years now. I don't think I'll ever use it for mowing grass. I use it in the summertime, tilling and digging in the dirt in wintertime. Gets used for blowing snow, and then it's got cab on it with a heater. And it'll actually heat you out of the cab. You got to turn the heater off. But I'll tell you what, all the years that I was like everybody else, actually, I didn't even have a snowblower for a long time. It was shovel, a scoop shovel. And then I broke down and bought a snowblower, and I thought, oh wow, this is just great. And then I bought a real old John Deere tractor with a snow thrower. You know, it's a single stage. And I thought that was just the cat's meow. And then I bought this, and it's like, man, why didn't I do this many years ago? I think I got a winner. You know, it's leaked down to 20 now, and it's been about 3 minutes. It's been, well, 3 minutes. It has been 3 minutes. And like I say, it's got to hold vacuum for 2 minutes, and then you release it, and then it's kind of like gives it a shock, and then you do it again, and then it'll hopefully pull the rest of the air out of the coil. But I am thinking about, I don't know if this is going to be, if this would be deep enough. Oop, that's my pump. Nope, but I was thinking about setting a little pan like that in there and have the wax in the inside of that too, so that when I pull that out, it starts to thicken up, and then when it gets to the point where I can safely pull it out without losing the wax inside the coil, I might have to go visit my favorite store and buy one, or turn something up. I could turn something up real quick too, I guess. That way it would be made just for that. Then I could put a handle on it, like a crucible for forging. So we're at 19. Yeah, I'm gonna call it good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to release the pressure on it. Then I'm going to take it in the house and put the wax in it, and then before I put a coil or anything in it, I'm going to do it one time with dry run, just to make sure this plexiglass will hold up and not go cave in on me. I have this sinking feeling. I don't know what I was thinking. If I would have been thinking, I would have said, no, that's not going to work. And I would have cut aluminum and then put a piece of plate glass in the middle instead. So that's what I'll end up doing if this doesn't work. Matter of fact, you could have used this right here, took the bolt out of that, and made it so that I could have drilled a hole in that too. I'm sure it's Pyrex. You can drill a hole in Pyrex pretty easy with just copper tubing. Just clamp it up and take copper tubing in some the size diameter hole you want, and then take some can't think of the name of it now. Lapping compound. Some lapping compound, and just put some lapping compound down and just slowly peck away. Yeah, I mean, it takes a while, but I can see they not a very good job on the edges. Are, oh, that's water from last night. I was thinking it looked like little cracks. So that's where we're at. I didn't get around to the laminations. Like I say, I didn't feel so hot at dinner time and kind of took it easy. So But I'm going to go ahead and melt up the wax. I'm going to find some blocks to put in there first, and then I want the coil to sit up off of the bottom too. I don't want it sitting down on the ceramic, so I'll have to put a screen or something in there to hold it up in the air too. Oh, here's another. I think this is the same size. Yeah, it's the same size. Got these little containers for putting nuts and screws and bolts in and laying around, but none of them are going to be the right size. All right, well, I better cut out here, and we'll call that it for today, and we'll do the test, and we'll let you know how it comes out. Catch you later.